do you want? What are
by the investment of money made in it. What is important is to measure the output, then measure the outcome, and finally measure the impact. It is only then that the investment made in that project, whether it's by the government or a social sector organization, would be truly worthwhile. So very valuable points which Mr. Joshi has brought out, given his experience both with the government and with social sector organization. Coming from someone who was associated with what started as the Golden Quadrilateral Project and the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, which is so celebrated today, Mr. Joshi was sitting there as the secretary and has handled 65,000 crores worth project without any issues of integrity. That is the kind of personality we are talking about here in our presence. That is the kind of implementation and the effectiveness of that which he shared with his own personal experience. Now we go to Dr. Shaktivel Raju. When I spoke to him, his designation is so senior, Additional Commissioner of Customs, and the word customs itself makes us so very scared when we are coming out of the flight. Oh, we have to go through customs, red channel, green channel, what should we do? When I spoke to him on the phone, I was a little hesitant. I wanted to talk to him about the panel discussion. After I gave him an overview to the program, he said, Shashank, I'm not coming to the program to talk about what I want to say. I'm coming to the program to learn from everybody what I can practice in my own profession. That's the kind of humility I saw in Dr. Raju, and I was so impressed that our fear about the customs and customs officers are misplaced. At the helm of affairs, we have such humble individuals who are so very inspiring. So what I would like to ask Dr. Raju is the challenges, sir. We spoke about the vision, we spoke about policy, we spoke about implementation. In your experience, what are the challenges that you face? You've risen up the ranks, you've been in such tough positions, and yet you deliver successfully. To your fellow colleagues here, could you share some challenges? Could you share some dilemmas or some experience within the customs service which you handled effectively and your value systems helped you?
As a mark of respect, being the youngest among the panelists, I thought I will stand and speak. Before I could. Om Tat Purusaya Vitmahe Paritishvaraya Dhimahi Tanno Sai Raja Prachodayat. This is a Gayatri mantra I have just now composed to praise the Swami. Adi Atmajam, Adi Devam, Adi Purusham, Ajam Nirmalam, Jyotirmayam, Koti Surya Praha Prabhasam, Jyotirmayam, Aganta Kodi Surya Prabhasam, Vedatmakam, Vedantaretam, Vedatmakam, Vedantaretam, Sakala Vidya Prabodham Bodhanta Purnam Bodhanta Purnam Parasmai Sri Satyanarayana Devam Namostude This is also composed by me in Sanskrit. Neerar Nedungadal Sool, Mumbai Danile, Kurukshetram, Dharmakshetram Tanil, Karar Sudar Viligum, Karun Kulalum, Karunaiten Pongum, Nalmuhamu, Ura Nalam Talainaikum, Ulenjum, Nalunarvum, Kantavor Devam, Varai Yanayanaitade, Vande. Kanden, Karunai Devantanaye. This is also Swami's inspiration. I have sung this. This, as our friend Mr. Gopal Rao, in Landmark Educationist, has broken the traditional image about what one has to do or what one should be. So now today, I have seen many, like Chief Secretary Sir, the Chief Secretaries of Andhra Pradesh, Chief Secretary of Maharashtra, DGP of Andhra Pradesh, DGP of Maharashtra, and many seniors who are, who have been in the departments of various distinctions, and various other experts in their life. They all are here. And to them, I pay my Endaro Mahanabula Andarkana Namaskaram. My Krutanyata goes to my friend. First and foremost, things are first, then I will talk on the question raised by my dear friend. In the Department of Customs, I have got a gem, a brother, a father figure, Mr. Deepak Panditji. I want the entire audience to recognize, because he has brought me out from my closet. Today I am speaking. I know 8 languages. I compose poems in Sanskrit. I read Pali texts. I have been reading all those sacred texts of the East, which are composed by the various great civil servants of the colonial era. I spend a lot of time in reading books than looking at the beautiful things that would have attracted me 20 years ago. Even in those days also, when I was in JNU, I was having a big beard and studying Marx, Hegel, and all those great philosophical visionaries. But my friend was asking me that what is the challenges you have been facing. We all are civil servants. We speak in the interview and get some marks. I got 239 marks out of in the interview. That is an excellent marks. That too from PC Hota's board, Mr. PC Hota. He was chairman of that UPSC, the mother of all of us. Second birth it has given to us. We are all twice born in a way, because first born to the natural mother, then to UPSC. Hum bhi duvij hai. So Mr. PC Hota, as a chairman of UPSC, was a toughest guy. And he will see that you cry. In the interview, he will, aapko rulayega, bilkul rulayega. So then I went to him. He asked, Raju, what is this? So many questions he asked me. Then he gave a paper and pencil. You start writing some points and then you speak. From my school days onwards, I never prepare any notes. So neither now I use PowerPoint. My points should be powerful. That is what I believe. I don't believe in PowerPoint. So then what happened? He gave a paper. And then he gave me a pencil. Okay, you just jot down some points, then we will listen to you. Before I could take the paper, out of modesty, I should have taken the paper and the pencil and pretend as if I am writing, because I am going to be judged by him, and my future is in a precarious situation. If he is not giving marks, I am gone. So I immediately started speaking to him. Then he said, oh, you are proceeding like Sadapti Express. Okay. That thoughts are good, but still you have some time, have a second thought, write your points. Then I wrote some points and then I spoke to him. Then so many questions. One psychologist, people always say, seniors can guide me. One person did not speak at all. I was damn scared of his looks. Like our ex-DGPs are very silent sitting there by me. So I didn't know, he must be a big boy, a big person, but he's not revealing. Telugulo maatladtunnaru. So I was just having some confidence. Then, but at the same time, you could make out some body language, all that. So this person is going to be my, nemesis. This guy is going to give first the UPSC chairman, a terrorizing figure, and then this silent master, silent killer. Then I came out, then I found my marks 239 I got in interview. So what I wanted to say, when you got selected, you speak in the interview and you write in the exams. As a combination of writing and speaking, which is of a remarkable level, then you get selected into the civil service. Then what we do in the civil service, we are always a writing machine. Karl Marx once said, Indian bureaucracy is a huge writing machine. Earlier computer, in the first generation computer used to be in the entire, it will fill the entire hall. Something like that. If we take the entire civil servants writing in their tables every time, file movement, deforestation ka major cause is this file movement only. So huge writing machine we are. Whereas the politician is a huge speaking machine, speaker. Ye dono milakar, if we dekhe, then we can have a moderate figure. So what happened in the service, as I joined as an IRS Assistant Commissioner of Customs, my first wrong advice I got: whenever bosses says, don't speak. So the first quality, the ingredient of me getting into selected as a civil servant is to speak out. That speaking ko the speaker ko to kadam kar diya. Like Lok Sabha speaker, they call speaker, but he doesn't speak. So like that, you have been asked not to speak. Then in writing, don't write whatever you feel right. Like, Customs Act is there, provisions are there, or Central Excise Act is there, that provisions are there, hazardous rules, regulations are there. Don't write. The note sheet may be annoying. So agreed note sheet hona chahiye. How you will know the senior who is sitting at a far off distance and so many hands it will move, then how you will know that what would be agreeable to him? So we have been, at least I was thinking that, so finally what happened? The speaker has gone out. Only, yes sir, sir, yes sir, sir. This was the situation. This continued. Why I am saying, unless you have a kind of external force, the economy, if it is closed, we cannot have any changes in it. Similarly, if the system is closed, then you cannot have a change in you. Something has to come from externally. So that external thing happened when I have been introduced to spirituality. Through Brother Deepak Panditji, when I came to Dharmakshetra, first time I said, yaar, this Bombay mein aisa ek place hai kya? And Prasant, I said, how do you feel, sir? I said, Prasanta, I felt. Prasanta Nilayam is the place there in Puttaparthi. Subsequently, when I went as an election observer, I went to Swami's place and had darsanals. So first challenge I feel as a civil servant, as a younger civil servant, is that you should not lose your vitality, visceral element of speaking out rightly, politely. Even Edward said, speak out to the power is the role of an intellectual. What is the definition of a public intellectual? Edward said, the great Stanford University philosopher, Columbia University philosopher, he says, you should speak out the truth to the power. Who can tell to the Chief Secretary of Maharashtra? Who can tell to the DGP of Maharashtra? Who can tell the Chief Secretary of Andhra Pradesh? Who can tell the Chief Commissioner of Customs? You as an youngster, you should tell, or he himself should listen, or he himself should alter his views. So it is a huge task to go to the power and speak the truth to the power. And power, once it comes, even if I am a small officer, if we have closed our faculties. Many of the seniors will say that, from UPSC days, that distance that we have traveled from knowledge and towards ignorance is greater. Therefore, so it is the more, first thing you get into a post, power, then initial assistant comes up will be very powerful. That guy will not listen to anyone. Then if you are becoming a bigger man, you will not have the faculty to listen at all. क्या सुनने की क्या जरूरत है? So दोनों contradictions के बीच में we have to travel and negotiate and attain our own, niche, gain our space, and then speak out and write and stand as a characterful officer so that the public purpose is served. As a commissioner, as an officer from the Customs Department, Revenue Department, we deal with various revenue-related issues. Everything is relating to the revenue, the public purse of the country. Therefore, to have a fearless attitude, to speak out and to point out things in the interest of revenue, in the interest of the nation is a very, very important quality. For that, you need courage, and that courage, as sir rightly said, it comes from spirituality. When Yudhishthira was asked by Duryodhana asked, Are Yudhishthira, what is this much of courage you have? What is the basis of this courage? Kaise tumko itna himmat aa gaya? Then he said, Dharma acharitam. The following of the Dharma has given the courage to me. Na dhairyaniki aadharam Dharma acharitame. The basis of my courage is that I am in the rightful way. And as a civil servant, an analogical, metaphorical figure, you can be like Arjun. You have to tell against your seniors. You have to tell against your own, various friends in the trade, things like that. You have to act sometimes, against the interest of many people. But if you get guided by Lord Krishna kind of figure, and that Lord Krishna himself in you, blossoms, that Antaryami comes into you and guides you, that would have been a grateful day, and that day would have been counted as a wonderful, enlightening day. I remember when I came across Swami's literature, Justice P.N. Bhagavati, he was giving in an interview, he said, I am a student of law, so jurisprudence, all that I am very fond of, constitutional interpretation, things like that, preamble, and fundamental duties, rights, all that. So he was, the Article 21, the right to life, he has given a beautiful interpretation in a very famous judgment. That judgment, Justice P.N. Bhagavati Sahab was telling, That night I was sitting, and then I didn't know Swami came to me, and my hand was guided by the Swami, by Swami Satya Sai Baba. Then the entire judgment was written by me. See, life inspiring, life changing, transforming, a judgment, a landmark judgment has been dictated by the Swami. That is where this is my first encounter of understanding Swami's philosophy. He has touched every important DGPs, secretaries, IAS, IPS, IRS, commissioners, all that, because these people are in power. One time, Aristotle का student ने पूछा है उनको, sir, every time you go and tell this Alexander, do this, do that. Then he said, if I am a king, I will not tell him, I will do myself. So a philosopher is having the burden of explaining to the king. If he himself is a king, if himself is having the power, then he will do automatically. But that is not guaranteed. One who has a power need not be a righteous person. Everybody is not a Dharmaraja. Everybody is not a person like Janak Maharaja who can be balanced, who can, be away from Raha Dvesas. So we need somebody who can, tell the powers that be. Because these people, including me, those who are having powers, they alone can transform the society. Power is not only with the bureaucracy, but also with the religion. Religious power is the supreme power. And the religious leaders, and religiously those great Mahanubhavas, when great rishis, when they come and make us to listen, a secretary will not listen to anyone if he touches the feet of the Swami, because the God alone can guide. The spiritual strength alone can modify you. Then the people's welfare is a taken for guaranteed one. Otherwise, we have seen comes our Madhu Kaidabas. You take all these kings, Hiranyakasipu, Hiranyaksas, all these are kings only, but they did not have a dharmic, way of code of conduct. They did not have a moral code of conduct because they were lacking faith in the God. Once we have a spiritual guru, then our behavior will be, wonderful. And since we have been bestowed with certain responsibilities, certain powers, the word adhikar in Sanskrit has two meanings. Right, that is as a human right, manav adhikar. At the same time, the word adhikar has the meaning power, sakta. So if we are adhikaris, we are having power, we have the right to intervene into a situation and then wipe out the tears of the people who are having sufferings. So such a greater responsibility and power Swami has bestowed on us, and on an younger shoulder on me like that. I am very, very thankful for all these entire organizational seniors, the Nimesh sir and Savan Saab and my friends who have come, and for guiding me and to be associated with all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir. That was such a wonderful blend of religion, spirituality, and action. A lot of speakers, as I conclude the panel discussion, a lot of speakers mentioned when they came in, we don't know what is spirituality, what does spirituality do with civil services. I think in this half-a-day event, we've had a brilliant analysis of different perspectives of spirituality. And I think Swami has brought out the essence of spirituality in just 4 key messages. And as we exit after the conclusion of this program in just 5-10 minutes, they've been placed in big banners near Shantideep, which is the Bhajan Hall. Those 4 maxims are, and they form the essence of spirituality. There is only one religion, the religion of love. There is only one language, the language of the heart. There is only one caste, the caste of humanity. There is only one law, the law of karma. And there is only one God. He is omnipresent. If these maxims are imbibed in our life in their totality, then as Sir mentioned and very, very observantly said, that on that pen which we have given to every delegate today, our life will be the fragrant instrument in delivering that message, which is work is worship and duty is God. I think that is the essence of spirituality in action. All our eminent panelists today have communicated that message so brilliantly, and it's such a wonderful thing that in this campus of Dharmakshetra, we've had the opportunity of listening to such insightful experience, which here we have today totality of 150 years of experience of civil servants, because each of them have served about 3.5 decades. So these 6-7 eminent speakers, we've benefited from 1.5 century of civil services experience in this half-days program. That is the kind of insight Swami has provided to the participants. So I thank all the eminent speakers here, and I would like to request the Masters of Ceremony, Maya, to conclude this session, and then we'll have the concluding remarks. Thank you so much.
Thank you, gentlemen, for you have brought forth the various aspects of policy making and the role of spirituality as a basis for ensuring that the vision is not only right but also translates into positive social impact. I now request we move on to the felicitation ceremony, and I request Shri TVC Nair, Shri Satya Sai Trust, to felicitate Shri Ed J. Dora. I now request Shri Dhimant Mehta, Shri Satya Sai Trust, trustee of the Shri Satya Sai Trust, to felicitate Shri Ashok Joshi. I request, I think Sir L.V. Subramaniam sir saying he's done with the felicitation. Okay, all right. So I request Shri K.B. Santanam, okay, I'm sorry, I think he's not around, Sushil Bhatia, to a member of Shri Satya Sai Trust, Mumbai District President Zone 2, to felicitate Shri Shaktivel Raju.
I must acknowledge the presence of two very, very senior people. One is Mr. Goyal, who's with us here today. I think I'll request Anupji to felicitate Mr. Goyal and his presence here today with us. Please give a big round of applause to Mr. Goyal. Both, okay. One more. Thank you very much for being with us, and I wish we had some more time to have you say a few words, but I think we're running short on time today. Anupji, yahan bhi inka bhi. One more. Come in. Sir, sir. I also have the honor of having Mr. Reddy with us, who's been a very senior civil servant of the Maharashtra cadre. And I must confess, sir, you look so young and handsome. I wish I grow as young and handsome when I reach your age. I'll request Ramesh Sawant to felicitate Mr. Reddy. Doragaru, all your colleagues are very handsome people, I must confess. And I cannot forget my young friend, Mr. Gopal Rao, to come forward. I must felicitate, much younger, he's like a brother to us, but I think he deserves all the credit for doing a wonderful session with us today. Request Anupji to felicitate Gopal. Yes, as all things must come to an end. Dear brothers and sisters, I'll just take a few moments to conclude this and give it a little sense of direction, as Bhagwan would always wanted it to have. 2-3 important things which I must share with you today is, as we've all realized, that Swami used to always tell us that life, every moment, is a Mahabharata war. When the mind tells you to do something, and the conscience tells you to do something else. This is the war of every moment of life. Who succeeds determines the good fortune or bad fortune of each one of us. Baba used to always say, master the mind and become a mastermind, because that is the way to live life. And the war is between conscience and the mind, and this is every second. And to be right and healthy, to win this war every second, Swami used to always say 2 things. Forget 2 things in life, Baba used to say. Forget all the harm that others have done to you immediately. And forget all the good that you've done to others immediately. That is the way to life, where every second is a refreshing second. Every moment is a refreshing moment. And brothers and sisters, always remain happy is what Baba used to say. Because only happy people can make people happy. Sad people cannot make people happy. It's a fundamental issue of life, which Baba always told. And we were all born to be happy. We were never born to be sad, as Baba used to say, because Baba used to always address mankind as Divyatma Swarup Dulara. Embodiments of the divine was the rhetoric, Bhagwan. Bhagwan never called anybody, dear brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, was never the rhetoric of Bhagwan. For 80 years, consistently, he addressed mankind as Divyatma Swarup Dulara. And I think these are the tips in life that one has to take forward and go further as we step in life. Because what you stand for and what you do is registered straight away with the Almighty. As a lawyer, I know hundreds of lawyers through generations have crossed through the portals of the High Court at Mumbai. The Central Court was the historic court of this country. But nobody stops to read the little plaque outside the historic Central Court, where Lokmanya Tilak told the Britishers that there are laws and laws, but there is a superpower that controls the destiny of man. And I surrendered to that superpower, was Lokmanya Tilak's central plaque in the High Court. I must confess, as a lawyer, I must have crossed it 100 times, but never had the time to stop, pause, ponder, and see how life can change and that mandate can be given. I think that's a very important thing, and I am very grateful that we are concluding this seminar here today, and we look forward to advice from all of you. My young team which is done, I want to give a great applause to all my youth members who are here, done a fantastic job. But I want to tell all of them that we are all here to learn that the doer is the master himself, and therefore forget all that happened today and don't carry it like a peacock with you. The next moment is a new challenge and a new moment to live. Baba used to always say, the real test, the difference between man and God is a sense of doership. As long as the I happens, you'll never cross that path. And then that is a test. The snake of 99 is always available to bring the highest and the mighty down the line. It's a very important lesson to learn in life and constantly to remember, as Baba used to watch. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. The courage lies in thinking positively. As you think, you will be. Dust if you think, dust you are. God, if you think, God you are. Verily, as you think, so you are, is what Bhagavan used to always tell us. And that is the way. I'm very grateful to Brother Sir here and Mr. Joshi. I have seen him in action. I met him earlier with Venu Srinivasan. He's been an amazing person, completely dedicated, and we have a lot to learn from him, and we will continue to learn from him as days go by. Next time, it's always going to be green channel in customs and never the red channel for us. And we are very, very happy with that. And Brother Srinivaslu, yes, we are proud that if you are Sai student, I think Swami used to always say, one day my students will be in different corners of the government of India, and the Ram Rajya that we want will be achieved by my students. And I think this is the great example. You saw Hari Ranjan Rao on the video, and there is Sai Kumar down south. I think this whole body of people together. And I am confident that by the month of June and July, when we have the national seminar on civil servants at Prashanthi Nilayam, the world will know where Baba's people are positioned and what a transformation can happen to the country. Is a day not far. June or July 2019 is the day when Shashank and the entire team will help us to do that session in the Prashanthi Nilayam. Dora Garu, amazing role model for all of us. He's been a great person who has been inspiring us all throughout, and especially me as the All India President. I have had great solace in his guidance and his smiling face. The best part about Dora Garu is he smiles, and that's where he succeeds, and I think that's a great achievement with Brother Dora Garu. I must thank Shashank. He's a very young looking man, but a tremendously great stature that he has. And if at all I was joking, and Ramesh Sawant will not take it seriously, but if I had the power to make him the next All India President, I will make him the next All India President of the Sai organization. Okay, that's the situation. And I thank all the colleagues, all the officers who are here today. You spent some beautiful time with us, and we look forward to be taking your advice. We want to carry this association further, and we want to be party with whatever organizations and associations you have, where we can carry this message of the human values, integrity with the system. We want to partner with you in your further progress of education as happens, and therefore I'm going to come to Sir and seek his advice, and also Dora Garu, Srinivas, then all of them will guide us as far as what is to be done in future. With these few words, I'm going to hand it over back to Maya, my colleague. I thank her very much. She's been for all you don't know, she's a very accomplished Bharatanatyam dancer. She's a very strict person. Today she's sitting with a rose, but normally with the children she stands with a stick. And I think she could have been more an IS officer than a teacher with us. And I think she's really my IS officer in many ways. We've seen her very young. And I will tell you, I'm very happy I remembered. I must tell you her story. And it's very amazing what value education can do to the personality of the child, and when he is a value-based person, what he can do to the surrounding is a story of Maya I would like to share with you before I end, with your permission. I know it's getting late for lunch, but I must share this. Maya was a young Bal Vikas kid. Bal Vikas is a 9-year program that Baba runs on human values. We have more than 10 lakh children already on this course all over India, and many have passed through last 50 years. We're celebrating the golden jubilee of Bal Vikas this year. When Maya passed out 9 years of school and went to college, moment she went to college, you know, normally in college, the children in recess go across the street to the vendors to eat food and all that. Now, being a trained Bal Vikas student, she went with her bevy of friends to the college, and in recess, across the recess, she went to the samosa wala. And the samosa wala would wrap the samosa in newspapers, and all the bevy of girls, friends would eat together. All the girls would throw the paper on the floor. But Maya, as a Bal Vikas student, will fold it and put it in her purse. She comes and tells us that, Nimish uncle, Kamala aunt, you know what happened? This continued, and everybody tried teasing her. Peer pressure which affects the youth of today. All the peers started attacking her. Kya sochti hai tu? Tere nahi dalne se Bombay clean ho jayegi. Kyun ishari karti? Kya karti? Peer pressure. But Maya comes back and tells all her gurus that, sir, I kept on folding my papers consistently, doing what I was to do. And after 1 month, what happened? All my friends started folding the paper and putting the purse. I did not change, but my attitude changed the entire world. And that is the power of human values. And that is the power that we have. Without embarrassing her any more moment, I'm going to invite Maya to conclude this function. Thank you very much.
Thank you everyone once again for taking time out of your busy schedules and according this symposium the honor of your esteemed presence. Our young volunteers will be extremely happy to show you around the campus, including a darshan of Baba's residence, if you so wish to. Thereafter, you could proceed for the lunch, which is arranged at the Satyadeep lawns. May I please request everyone to rise for the national anthem. जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाए तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 जय